The 2023 Society of Broadcast Engineers National Membership Meeting is brought to you by the generous financial support of these SBE sustaining members. Blackmagic Design, leading the creative video revolution. Dielectric, trusted for decades, ready for tomorrow. Nautel, 50 years experience in creating highly innovative products.
Good afternoon. I'm pleased to welcome you to the annual membership meeting of the Society of Broadcast Engineers in Columbus, Ohio. I'm SBE President Andrea Cummins. Today's meeting is sponsored by 3 SBE sustaining members. I want to thank Blackmagic Design, Dielectric, and Nautel for their generous financial support of today's membership meeting and the SBE. I'd like to take this opportunity to recognize a number of members and guests with us today. We have 5 members attending this week who has served this organization as national president. Gentlemen, please stand as I introduce you. Our immediate past president, Wayne Pacina, who served as president from 2019 to 2021. Jim Leifer, who was president from 2017 to 2019. Jerry Massey, who was president 2015, 2017. Jerry. Ralph Hogan, who served as president from 2011 to 2013, and Chris Shearer, who served as president from 2005 to 2007. The host for this year's national meeting is the Midwest Broadcast and Multimedia Technology Conference. See the screen for a list of all who participated on the planning committee of the MBMTC. If you're in this room, please stand so we may recognize you. Anybody? Our sincere thanks to you. There you go. Awesome. Our sincere thanks to you and the members of the planning committee for your efforts to not only stage the MBMTC, but also serve as host to the SBE National Meeting. I would like to take this opportunity to introduce members of the National SBE staff who are with us today. Frequency Coordination Manager RJ Russell, Certification Director Megan Clapp, who just celebrated her 20-year anniversary with SBE, Education Director Kathy Orrose, Member Communications Director Chris Shearer, and Executive Director Jim Ragsdale. Debbie Hennessy, our Sustaining Membership Manager, and Database Manager Scott Jones are in Indianapolis taking care of the office. Also, a special shout out to John Perret if he's here. Can't see him, there he is, our previous Executive Director. John took care of us for over 20 years. Now on to some required SBE business. I would like to introduce SBE Secretary Jason Ornelas, who will deliver his report.
Since the membership meeting last April in Las Vegas, the Society of Broadcast Engineers conducted an executive committee meeting on June 24th, and the fall meeting of the Board of Directors was held last night here in Columbus. The next meeting of the executive committee will take place January 2024, location to be determined. The full board is scheduled to meet in Las Vegas during the 2024 NAB show. SBE membership on August 31st, 2023 was 3,971, which was 92 fewer at this point last year. The high point of the membership each year is on June 30th, just before the non-renewing members are dropped in July. The membership count on June 30, 2023 was 4,489. The Society of Broadcast Engineers has 116 chapters, with 113 in the United States, 2 in Hong Kong, and 1 in Eastern Europe. Members are located in every U.S. state, the U.S. Virgin Islands, Puerto Rico, Guam, and in 25 other countries. The Society conducted the annual elections of 6 of the 12 board of directors. The society conducted the annual election of 6 of the 12 directors for the National Board of Directors and all 4 officers this past summer. Those elected will be inducted later during this evening. Madam President, this concludes my report.
All right, thank you, Jason. Our treasurer, Kevin Trueblood, is next up with his report.
All right, well, much like with Jason, I'm going to throw a bunch of numbers at you, so hopefully you keep up. At the end of August 2023, the SBE had total assets of $1,573,682. The SBE's assets included $1,558,206 in bank and investment accounts, and the remaining assets consisted of $15,476 in office furniture, equipment, and intangible assets. And the SBE has no debt. The SBE's expenses are $72,643 under income through 8 months, and the SBE's savings, per the Society's board-approved financial policy, are designated for maintaining financial stability, revenue production, capital improvements, projects that benefit the Society's membership, and for rainy day needs. And that concludes my report.
All right, great job, Kevin. Treasurer's report's the hardest. I was treasurer for 4 years. I don't miss that. Let's see. Membership activity, growth and retention are important functions of the SBE. To bring us an update on just a few membership-related activities is Membership Committee Chair Fred Willard.
The annual membership drive this spring began March 1st and concluded on May 31st. The theme was the SBE and you, the perfect fit. 8 SBE sustaining member companies and the SBE donated prizes as incentives to the recruiters of the drive. And the drive resulted in 68 new members recruited, and they were sponsored by 57 current members. The sponsors represented 43 different chapters, and from all the recruiters, one name was drawn for the grand prize, which was a trip to this national SBE meeting. Unfortunately, the winner, Randy Lee of Waco, Texas, was not able to make the trip and instead received the $500 cash prize. Of the 43 chapters represented by the recruiters, we recognize 7 of them tonight with the Golden Recruiter Award. Like other chapter awards, there are 2 classes which represent chapter membership above and below the chapter median membership. For Class A, chapters with membership less than the median, the Golden Recruiter Awards go to Chapter 6, Montana, Chapter Chair Michael L. Hansen. Chapter 21, Spokane, Chapter Chair Jerry Olson. Chapter 38, El Paso, Chapter Chair Jose Castro. Chapter 86, Greenville, South Carolina, Chapter Chair Jerry Massey. And one of our newest chapters, Chapter 148, Eastern Europe, Chapter Chair David Robotkice. For Class B chapters with membership greater than the median, the Golden Recruiter Awards go to Chapter 39, Tampa Bay area, Chapter Chair Edwin Allen, and Chapter 48, Denver Chapter Amanda Hopp. Thanks to all of them and everyone that participated in the membership drive this year. Everybody we've mentioned has come up that's here. Thank you very much for your support.
Flip some pages. All right. Since 1989, the SBE has recognized outstanding achievement and volunteer service by our members and chapters with the SBE National Awards. We applaud the dedication of individual members and chapters that work to make the field of broadcast engineering and the SBE stronger and more effective. Recognizing that achievement is part of the mission of SBE. Jeff Juniette, a member of the National Board of Directors, chaired the awards committee. Jeff, please join me at the podium. Serving with Jeff on the awards committee were Frank Grundleson, Ted Hand, Dustin Hapley, Amanda Hopp, Chuck Kelly, Desi Kelly, and Kevin Truba.
Each year, the SBE encourages all chapters to recognize one of their own with a SBE Chapter Engineer of the Year award. The SBE National Office provides a plaque for the chapter to present and recognize them in an issue of The Signal. In 2023, 7 chapters selected recipients. Their names are being shown on the screen. We congratulate all these members and encourage other chapters to participate next year by recognizing a local member for their contributions and achievements.
Thank you, Jeff. To bring us up to date on the latest with the SBE certification program, please welcome Certification Chairman Ralph Hogan.
I would like to thank the National Certification Committee and the local chapter certification chairman for volunteering their time over the past year. Your efforts are what allows the certification program to continue to grow. The certification committee met yesterday afternoon in the first ever joint meeting with the education committee. In order to align the efforts of the two committees, we had a discussion which included the possibility of an entry-level audio and video technician certification. This should help SBE to attract technicians in non-traditional broadcast audio and video areas. Together, the committees decided to include adding additional IP video and audio streaming questions to the main certification exams. Also, Cert Preview is in the final stages of the new web-based program. We are targeting NAB 2024 for the release date of this new program. Madam President, that concludes my report.
Yeah, thank you, Ralph. That was a really good meeting yesterday. Hope we do lots more of those. Keep pace with the changes in technology. It is important for all of us to take advantage of continuing education opportunities. One of the primary purposes of the SBE is to provide opportunities to our members that will help increase their knowledge within the broadcast and multimedia field. We do this through the efforts of our local chapters and through the national SBE. With an update on the Society's National Education Program is Gary Morrill, Chair of the Education Committee.
Our SBE education programs continue to show impressive attendance. As of September 1st, we've had 1,848 registrants for new webinars, 3,936 registrants from all sources. This is up from our August 23 numbers, where we had 1,513 and 3,340 respectively. These numbers are comparing to 2022 numbers of almost 2,000 registrants and 4,230 from all sources. The Education Committee continues to work to schedule at least 2 new webinars monthly. Upcoming webinars for 2023 are available on the website. With the success of the SBE Ennis workshop at the 2023 NAB show, our committee has just finalized decisions on doing a 2024 pre-show event. We're planning to do simultaneous RF 101 and Media over Internet Protocol 101 developments, and also something new for us in a half day of day 2 of that, we'll be doing some professional development with Management Skills 101. This is very important because most times a person is hired into their position based on their technical expertise. But if we're talking about helping people develop a career in this industry, they're typically promoted based on their interpersonal skills and their management skills. So we want to reinforce those areas for people that are looking to grow a career in our industry. 3 new series are Basic RF IT series in our webinar series, Applied RF for IT series, and a Back to Basics series that were introduced. Module 4 will complete the Basic RF series, and the second part of the Back to Basics series is coming up in October. More courses of this series are being considered as it's designed for newer engineers who may come in with an IT or non-technical background and need training on the theory and components for applied RF. And we're scheduling an RF for IT series with Module 1 starting up on October 26th. The second module will be taking place in November on the 16th. Our SBE Mentor Program currently has 103 participants. Of this number, 40 are mentors, 63 mentees. We've added a subject matter expert, or SME category. This category supports everyone can be a mentor by involving mentors with specific expertise as support to our regular mentor levels that are interacting with mentees on a regular ongoing basis. There are currently 16 SMEs. The Technical Professional Training Program is in its 3rd year. It's being expanded through association outreach efforts. The goal of this program is to support training of new entrants into the field of broadcast technology. There are currently 36 mentees involved in the TPT program. Of this number, 14 were added just this year. 2023 NS workshops include El Paso, Texas, Nashville, Tennessee, Jekyll Island, Georgia, Kansas City, New York City. The 2023 Leadership Development course was rescheduled for October 4th through the 6th at a new location in Washington, D.C. The course will be taking place at the Radio Free Asia headquarters. Dr. Abram Walton will again conduct the course. He is the founder of Ivory Bridge Group, a management consulting and training firm. He holds a Master of Science and PhD in Technology, Leadership and Innovation from Purdue University. There's currently 14 paid registrants. 1 that we're waiting for payment for a total of 15 registrants. And the registration for the Leadership Development course closes at the end of this month. The Education Committee continues to conduct monthly conference calls in order to engage and keep the committee members involved with our business and actions. These routine calls occur on the 2nd Tuesday of the month at 3 o'clock. We welcome comments and suggestions from future programs, especially those that will engage multimedia professionals and emerging technologies. The Ennis Educational Foundation Trust has awarded 6 scholarships for 2023. Winners were chosen from applications received over a 12-month period that ended the beginning of July. The Harold E. Ennis Scholarship, Robert D. Greenberg Scholarship, John Battison Founders Scholarship, and Gino Riccadelli Scholarships are awarded to individuals interested in continuing or beginning their education in broadcast engineering and technology. The Youth Scholarship is especially designed for graduating high school senior interested in broadcast engineering as a career. Each scholarship awarded this year is for $2,500. All of the recipients are attending school, so they're not here with us, but we want to recognize them today. This year, there are 2 Harold E. Ennis Scholarship recipients. The first is Ian Lewis, a freshman at Western Kentucky University. The second recipient is Michael Ventris, a junior at Hofstra University. Receiving the Robert Greenberg Scholarship is Faith Pierce, a graduate of the University of Southern Mississippi. She's applying the scholarship towards Berklee College of Music's Music Production Master's Program. The John H. Battison SBE Founders Scholarship has been awarded to Samantha Sam Armstrong, a 23 graduate of Conestoga High School in Berwyn, Pennsylvania. She's enrolled at Ithaca College's Park School of Communications with a major in television and digital media production. The Gina Riccadelli Scholarship has been awarded to Rachel Ringo. Rachel currently attends Dallas Baptist University with the goal of getting a bachelor's degree in broadcasting and digital media. She expects to graduate the summer of '25. Matthew Gilly received the Utes Scholarship. He attends Ball State University as a part of the Sports Link program. He's planning to major in media with a concentration in digital sports production. Madam President, that concludes my report.
All right, thank you, Gary. Give you some updates from the board meeting last night. We voted to approve our new chapter in Canada that I mentioned a year ago we were trying to put together. So that was exciting. And we also gave final approval to publish the self-inspection guidelines, which will replace the old FCC checklist, and this should be published early next year. I would like to missed a part. I have been honored to work with a dedicated group of volunteers on the board of directors this past year. I want you to know that each one of them has served the society with a primary focus of serving our members. I would like to recognize them for their efforts. The 17 members of the board come from across the USA. In their full-time jobs, they work at radio and television station groups and for industry manufacturers. Please come forward as I introduce you. I ask the audience to hold your applause until everyone's up here. Serving as directors, David Antoine, Greg Dahl, Mark Heller, Zulieta Ibisheva, Jeff Juniette, Charles Ched Kyler, Tom McGinley, Gary Morrill, Dave Reitner, Shane Tovin, Dan Wheely, Fred Willard. Serving as officers this year were Treasurer Kevin Trueblood, Secretary Jason Ornelas, and Vice President Ted Hand. And finally, our immediate past president, Wayne Pacina. All these directors and officers have contributed tremendously over the past year, and I thank them for their dedicated service. Thank you. I just want to say it was an honor serving with everyone here. They're all fantastic. The annual election of national directors and officers was conducted this past summer. Close to 900 ballots were cast by members. I invite SBE Regulatory Co-Counsel Patrick Cross to come forward and preside over the installation of our new directors and officers.
Thank you so much. It is my honor to preside over the induction of our incoming officers and directors.
Excuse me, I'm going to
I'm
interrupt
sorry,
you
Jim.
just a second. Not at all. We have a little presentation to make to our outgoing president, and a book that contains photos from her term. And just wanted to say what a pleasure it has been to serve with Andy these last couple of years. And she has just been such a class individual and has brought so much new energy that I've appreciated and loved working with. So thank you.
So much.
Hold your diploma. Now turn your tassel to the other side. Thank you.
Well, that's a hard act to follow. But it is my honor to preside over the induction of our incoming officers and directors. I would invite the following members elected in August to 2-year terms as directors to please join me at the podium. Terry Dowds, Brad Humphreys, Zulieta Ibisheva, Charles Ched Kyler, Dave Reitner, and Jeff Welton. You are each about to begin a period of volunteer service as a member of the Board of Directors of the Society of Broadcast Engineers. Please raise your right hand as I administer the oath of office. As a member of the Board of Directors of the Society of Broadcast Engineers, do you promise to follow and uphold its bylaws and canons of ethics, to represent all SBE members and otherwise fulfill the responsibilities of a member of the Board of Directors to the best of your ability? If so, please respond by saying, "I will."
I will.
Congratulations to you all. Please remain up front as we continue. The next folks I'd like to welcome up are Kevin Trueblood, Jason Ornelas, and Gary Morrill. Please join us up at the podium. You each have been elected by the membership of the Society of Broadcast Engineers to serve the Society for a one-year term as Vice President, Secretary, and Treasurer, respectively. Please raise your right hand as I administer the oath of office. As an officer of the Society of Broadcast Engineers, do you promise to follow and uphold its bylaws and canons of ethics, to represent all SBE members and otherwise fulfill the responsibilities of your office to the best of your abilities? If so, please respond by saying, "I will." Excellent. Congratulations to each of you. Please also remain up front. Finally, Ted Hand, would you please join us at the podium? Ted, you have been elected by the membership of the Society to serve as its president for a one-year term. Please raise your right hand as I administer the oath of office. Do you, Ted Hand, promise to fulfill the responsibilities and duties of the office of president of the Society of Broadcast Engineers, to follow and uphold its bylaws and canons of ethics, to represent all SBE members, and otherwise fulfill the responsibilities of president of the SBE to the best of your ability? If so, please respond by saying, "I will."
I will.
Congratulations, Ted. And congratulations to all of you who've been elected to serve. This concludes the induction. Mr. President, the podium is yours. You may be seated.
Thank you, Patrick. I'm honored to have been elected and serve as president of the SBE for the next year. 6 other directors will begin serving their second year of their 2-year terms today, and I would like to invite them to join the members of the board already assembled. Please come forward as I call your name. David Antoine, Greg Dahl, Mark Heller, Tom McGinley, Shane Tobin, Fred Willard. Also completing the board is now the immediate past president, Andrea Cummins. Would you please join us? The group assembled before you has made commitments to serve our membership by leading the society. I look forward to working with them over the next year as we work to continue to provide our members with services and programs that develop professional knowledge, relationships, and strengthen our careers. Election to the board means a commitment to work throughout the year, and not only at the meetings of the board, but in between meetings and serving as committee chairs of committee members. At this time, I would like to announce the National Committee Chairs for 2023-2024 term.
Mr. President, may I interrupt? Can we have the others who sat prematurely please rejoin the crowd? You weren't dismissed.
All right, well, I didn't send them to the chairs. Come on up.
Patrick? Leave it to the lawyer. Thank you.
That's all right.
It's all guys in the back. You know how this works.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Slide around, guys. We got some room up over here.
That's all right. I won't bite. You can move over.
Now we can see everybody.
All right. When I introduce you, please raise your hand. Awards Committee, Terry Dives. Bylaws Committee, Tom McGinley. Chapter Liaison Chairman Committee, Mark Heller. Education Committee, Greg Morrill. EAS Committee, Brad Humphreys. Finance Committee, Andrea Cummins. Government Relations Committee, Chad Keller. International Committee, Zuela Babivashev. Membership Committee, Fred Willard. Nominations Committee, Jeff Welton. Publications Committee, Jason or Ellis. Society Network, Kevin Trueblood. Sustaining Membership, Greg Dahl. Technology Committee, Shane Tobin. Electronic Communications, Dave Antoine. And Mentoring Committee, Pierre Jasper. Ralph Hogan, would you join us up front? Ralph will continue on as chair of the certification committee. He's done a wonderful job, and we're glad to have him back on. The frequency coordinating committee chair will be Bob Weller. Returning to chairs, the fellowship committee will be Troy Pennington. Troy was unable to be with us today. Yes, you can applaud him. I have also appointed Shane Tobin and Terry Dowes to serve on the executive committee. Many thanks to all of you for taking on these responsibilities for the coming year. Each assignment offers an important opportunity to meet our mission of making the Society of Broadcast Engineers an important contributor to the professional lives of our members. You may take your seats. First, I'd like to thank all the SBE members who voted in this year's election, and I am honored to be elected the 33rd president of the Society. It's very humbling for me to become your president as someone who walked into a small steakhouse back in Chesapeake, Virginia, 42 years ago and attended his first monthly meeting. There were people that, as I was a mentor and growing up in those things, I was a young guy who had just started working at a TV station and didn't know anybody there. And mentoring was important at that point. And speaking of mentoring, I just want to tell a story. Some of y'all heard it before. But when I was first elected, it was in 2002. I was in Phoenix in that time weekend, so I was on the board for the first 2 years. And then I ran for re-election in 2004. And I lost. And it was a crushing loss because, as you know, we elect 6 board members. Well, only 7 people ran. So I was the only loser that year, and that was a crushing blow to me. So the 2004 meeting was at TAB, I believe it was in Dallas, even Dallas or Austin. So I went, and the only reason I didn't go to the board meeting and just leave is because that year I always won the best website. I was in Norfolk, and I was the webmaster, so we won best website. So I thought, well, I got to stay for that, because if not, I was just going to get on the plane and leave the next morning. But I was at the reception dinner, reception we're going to have right after this. And I was over in the corner just feeling bad for myself. But Linda Baud and Terry came over to me, and Terry Baud spent 5 minutes just to come over and say, you need to run again. Don't feel bad that you lost. You're a good person, you need to run again. And I was saying, no, I did my 2 years and I'm going to leave. But the point I make here with mentoring, sometimes you talk to people and they're down and you don't realize just spending 5 minutes with somebody and pumping them up makes a difference. Because 19 years ago with Linda, and Linda's right back here, and you remember that, don't you, Linda? Yeah, she remembers. If Linda and Terry Baud had not come and talked to me for that 5 minutes over in the corner, I would not be standing in front of you today as your president. So sometimes just a little bit of time you spend with somebody makes a difference in somebody else's life. All right, getting back on script here. Just want to say at the top of SBE provides excellent webinars and our site training. We are at the top of the line of our industry, and we plan to improve that ever more. Our profession is more now than just audio and video and RF. We hope to be expanding into IP and streaming in the coming year as far as our certification and education. We've already, Andrea's always talked about the self-check program that we're working on. And again, the president has a mailbox. It's always open at president@sbe.org. If you email me, I'll email you back. And if I can't find the answer for you, I'll find somebody who will. In closing, I want to recognize Andrea Cummins, the Secretary's first woman president. She's worked for many years in the publication and the educational areas, and she now moves into the position of immediate past president. I will continue to look for her for advice and the knowledge that she has. And speaking of which, I want to represent Wayne Pacina. Wayne is moving out of executive past president. Want to hats off to Wayne. Wayne handled president in a tough time. He got us through COVID. He got us through a new searching for a new executive director and a new general counsel. So Wayne got us through a really tough 2 years, but he got us there, and his leadership got us where we are now. And I also look forward to working with the other presidents for advice and whatever, and look forward to coming and serving you in the end of the year, working together for the common good. As we close, I would like to thank again Blackmagic Design, Dielectric, and Nautel for their generous financial support for today's membership meeting. I hope that you will join us next year for our 2024 SBE National Meeting, which right now is TBA, but we're working on it. And remind you that the National Awards reception begins at 5:30 down at the Hyatt Regency in room Nationwide AB. And after the awards dinner at 6:30, we will meet for dinner at room TAF A. Good day, everybody, and I'm glad you joined us.
The 2023 Society of Broadcast Engineers National Membership Meeting was brought to you by the generous financial support of these SBE sustaining members. Blackmagic Design, leading the creative video revolution. Dielectric, trusted for decades, ready for tomorrow. Nautel, 50 years experience in creating highly innovative products.